Galera, como é que vocês estão? Tudo bem? Aqui é o Cezinho, bora pra mais um episódio da nossa série de Genshin Impact. Se você não conhece o canal, desce aqui, já deixa um like, deixa um comentário, se inscreve pra não perder os próximos episódios dessa nossa série. E se você puder compartilhar o canal, eu vou ser sempre muito grato. No último episódio, então, a gente tinha começado a nossa aventura aqui em Sumeru, tinha visto ali uma reação um pouco estranha da Colei, e agora a gente vai seguir pra voltar pra vila, eu gosto de chamar de Gandaia, e aí a gente já vai seguir e ver o que desenrola dessa história. Bora lá.
Traveler, you've returned.
Yep.
É você mesmo?
Have you seen Kale by any...
Oh, Kale? Yes, I saw her go into her room just a moment ago.
Oh, okay. Guess we'll just have to wait and talk to her tomorrow then.
Será que ela ficou? Ai.
Paimon was thinking all night about what happened
Bom,
with
agora que a gente
Kale,
acelerou o tempo,
and still can't
podemos vir
figure out
aqui
what the problem might
pra
be.
ver como continua essa história
Maybe she's
desenrolada.
in a bad...
Tignari, sei lá.
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tainari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
Tadinha, o que aconteceu?
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait a minute. Could it be because of what Paimon did
Ai,
yesterday?
sua monstra.
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Kale has been dealing with for some time. Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. She hasn't remembered to take care of herself. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time now. It must have been refreshing for her to have you two here.
Já tinha uma doença?
So, Tainari, what's really wrong with Kale?
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Kale just fell asleep after taking her medicine. She needs some peace and quiet. All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma.
Ah, tão famoso, hein, pai?
So just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Instead, I am going to tell you because, well, because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
Ela é muito fofa, velho.
Tainari, what exactly is wrong with Kale? You said this is something she's been dealing with for some time. Just how serious is it?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elazar?
Yes. It's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scales that form on the body. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on affected areas of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin feeling fatigued and even experience peripheral paresthesia. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body, and they effectively become completely immobile.
Meu
That sounds
Deus!
terrifying.
E como é que cura isso?
Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier, it was because...
Correct.
É por isso que
That
ela
would be
derruba
the
as
effects of
coisas.
Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding anything, lest she ends up hurting herself. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious stage. However, there is unfortunately still no true cure for Elazar. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members lied and said they had a cure.
What? The Fatui?
Ah,
Deus, o
it
que
appears
fizeram
you
com
already
ela?
are familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor.
Ó, esse doutor vai ser importante na história, tá? Até porque todos os mensageiros dos Fatui são. Então vamos prestar atenção aí, não vai aparecer sobre ele, né?
I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Kale was with them. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always
Ela deve ter
tries to appear
sofrido
cheerful,
muito.
but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even now, she can still feel deathly afraid of someone touching her.
Ela fugiu.
Paimon had no idea Kale's been through so much suffering.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She
Na hora que
also
ele
wanted
começou a
both
falar
of
de
you
uma
to know that
doença, eu
she's sorry
comecei a
for
achar que
hiding her
talvez a
illness.
Colei tivesse medo de transmitir essa doença pelo toque, sei lá.
None of this is her fault
Mas
at
é pior,
all.
é pior ainda, entre aspas, um trauma dela da época dos Fatui.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that in person the next time you see her. Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such emotional pain again.
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take
Ela
good
deve
care
sofrer
of her.
muito, mano.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led her to break down this time. As long as she has taken her medicine and gets plenty of rest, she should get better. Though I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in Gandharvaville. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about learning, so I felt compelled to ask her to join us. Her stamina
Agora,
has
como é que
gotten
esse
much worse recently.
doutor e aí fez
Though a moderate amount of
ela
physical
chegar
exercise is
no
always
Tainari?
necessary,
Como ele
I'm
descobriu
afraid the
que
long-distance
Tainari
patrols are a
existe?
little too much for her now. All right, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients needed for her medicine. I'll see you two later.
Não, não, não.
We'd
Ô,
like to
filhão,
do
nós vai
something to
junto, a
help
gente vai ajudar.
All right, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering, like the Traveler. You must follow closely and listen to every instruction.
No problemo.
Let's go then.
Ele tá
We'll be
tipo,
looking for a plant known
talvez
as the
subestimando
Nilode
pouco a gente.
Lotus. It's often used to help those afflicted with Elazar recover their energy.
Ah, acho que são essas aqui na água que a gente tem que buscar, né?
There should be Nilode Lotuses growing somewhere in this area. Let's split up and begin search. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, that would be sufficient.
Beleza.
We'll rendezvous here once you've gathered the needed amount.
São essas daqui. Lotus Nilotipala. 3, 4.
All right, we've gathered enough Nilotpala lotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari.
Inclusive, se eu não me engano,
Hey, Tainari.
essa
We found the
plantinha
lotuses you
é a que é
requested.
usada pra upar o Tainari.
Let
Ele é
me
um
have a
personagem
look.
jogável, né?
Good. Very good. These are all excellent quality. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here. It seems we even have enough time to stock up on other things I need.
Hey, Tainari!
Oi? Tá
Oh,
tudo bem?
Tainari, someone's calling your name. They're dressed like a forest ranger.
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? What are they doing back so early? Let's go find out what's going on.
Importante a gente lembrar que, assim, quando o Sumeru lançou, o elemento Dendro foi lançado também. E os 2 primeiros personagens Dendro, além do Traveler Dendro, foi o Tainari e a Colei. A Colei que hoje é uma personagem que todo mundo ganha quando jogar. E o Tainari que foi o primeiro personagem 5 estrelas, exceto o Traveler, que era do elemento Dendro, né?
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back?
Minha
But
mente.
the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. It reappeared so quickly. Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area, so we decided to come find you as quickly as possible.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a clear enough view to tell.
No one in
Esse
our patrol team
definhamento,
had a
gente.
vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. so we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand.
Só dá pra chegar perto
You
se
made
você
the
tiver
right
uma
decision.
visão?
I'll go deal with it right away.
Wait, Kainari, why don't you let us help you?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar with many things in these lands. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. It's called the withering. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people. If you don't carry a vision, then you should think twice before approaching such places.
Yes,
Deus.
Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said the rainforest is a dangerous place. As Amir
Se ele
said,
não estivesse
only someone with a
subestimando a
vision,
gente.
that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be able to resist the withering's corrosive effects for a time.
That's right.
Mas aí, será
If
que a
any of
gente
the forest
consegue? Porque a
rangers
gente já
without a
tá na
vision come
visão, mas
across
a
the withering
gente
zone, we first make a record of the
manipula os
location
elementos, né?
and then have a ranger with the proper abilities deal with it, like Tainari here. Only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Eu
Don't
sou
worry, he may
foda.
not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power of the elements. Don't sweat it. We've helped others deal with similar situations before.
Wait, you've met other forest rangers before? I was planning to properly show you both how to identify the withering before you left Gandharvaville. Anyway, since you two are experienced adventurers, come with me. I'm sure you'll both be able to help.
Ele como fica bem mais diferente a colocação.
Hey, look! That gloomy area over there looks like a
Olha
withering
a
zone.
coloração como fica diferente.
Even though Paimon's seen one before, it's still kinda scary.
All right, traveler. We're about to enter the withering zone. Since you already have experience dealing with these things, you should already know what to do. But please remember, don't push yourself. If at any point it becomes too much, return outside the zone and take a breather. It could become a matter of life and death. You ready then? Let's go.
Bom,
First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Our bond is strong.
Ai.
Didn't kill it.
errei.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor. Now, destroy the tumor of the withering.
Agora a gente vem aqui, destrói o...
Fireworks are gonna get soaked.
We did it! Everything's returning to normal now.
Yes. Thanks to you two, we were able to quickly restore this area back to...
Pô, a gente leva jeito pra essa guarda florestal
You
aí.
make it sound like we did well, but why does Paimon have the feeling you're worried about something?
It's that obvious, huh? Alright, it's like this. Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that withering zone, it won't be long before another one appears. If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The withering is leaving lasting effects on the rainforest itself. For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the plants that were affected will not recover. This
Oh, meu
presents a
Deus.
crisis for the ecosystem itself.
E agora?
Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wildlife that depends on those plants. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase, Kale's case of Elazar has also become more serious.
Tem uma relação, então?
Well, why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar cases are being reported for patients with other conditions. No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia.
Conhecem
It's said that it originates from the depths of
millennials.
the world. Oh, by the way, have you heard of Irminsul before?
Não.
Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense, You can basically think of it as a large tree that grows downwards rather than up. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground all the way up to the surface.
Peraí, será que não é a que a gente viu lá? Ah, isso, tá vendo?
Ley lines continually
Aquela que quando a
absorb the
gente
memories
desmaiou, a
of this
gente viu
world,
aquela rosa
which are then
bonita.
funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient times to present day. The Dendro Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon's power is a manifestation of Irminsul. And as for the Withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it.
Oi? Agora que eu entendi o que ele quis dizer.
My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago, but even those mysterious creatures did not know of a cure for Irminsul. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the Withering Zones here for a long time, until a cure is found.
A própria árvore do conhecimento lá saiu Irminsul tá doente.
Now that we've
E
taken
tipo, a
care of
outra
things
deusa já
here,
sabia
it's time
disso.
for us to head back to Gandharvaville.
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How
Ah,
did
o
it go?
Amir aí, ó.
The Withering Zone you reported has been taken care of. No need to worry.
Agora vai lá fazer sua rota.
Wait, is that?
Oh, passarinho.
Oh no, Hypatia!
Quê?
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon
Eu já
were
falo, mas
following
é
when you first
pássaro, não é a
arrived in
mulher
Sumeru.
lá.
Oh, her? How could we forget? So did something happen?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Just let Paimon read it. Huh? All Paimon sees are 3 squiggly lines.
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, Hypatia resumed her meditation. She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations.
Ai,
This
mano,
letter is
como
her
que alguém
asking us for
consegue
help.
esquecer isso?
We need to go.
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait. How did
Cosplay,
you know all
cosplay
that
de
from just a
Buda.
few lines on the paper?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... Well, I'd prefer not to remember that. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly as possible. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon, Traveler, could you two bring these to her?
Não era você que ia resgatar
You
ela?
want us to bring her the rations? But will the Traveler be okay if her cave is still filled with that
Exato, obrigado,
funny
Paimon,
Let's
voz
find
da
out.
razão.
Here, Traveler, take a smell and see. So, how do you feel?
Leve refrescante, nada de anormal dessa vez.
Really? You're not feeling even a... But wait, how'd you know that he'd be okay this time,
É
Tainari?
porque eu
Back when we
fiquei
were
bem
clearing
lá
the
no
Withering Zone,
definhamento.
I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that he would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw when you were
Ah, vamos
unconscious?
perguntar pra ele, é verdade,
That's
não
correct.
foi
Those weren't
alucinação.
hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for deceiving you, because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru, but the entire world of Tevat. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was a part of my responsibilities to ascertain whether you could be entrusted with the fate of Sumeru. Now,
É só um pouquinho de
after
pressão,
seeing
só o
you in
destino
action
de
with
Sumério
my own
inteiro.
eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any secrets from you.
Não me
When
conta
you
o que eu
passed
vi.
out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. What you witnessed were actually real memories contained within Irminsul itself. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of Spirit Borneal are aimed at
Ou seja, ela
establishing a
passou a vida
connection
dela
with
treinando pra
Irminsul.
fazer o que eu fiz na
Just as
primeira
you
vez
did.
que eu cheguei em Sumério.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously, she completely ignored us the
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must avoid communicating with others. Please, wait here for a moment.
Bom, se ela pelo menos conversar com a gente, já vai ser alguma coisa, né?
Here,
Porra,
take these.
realmente.
It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some other ingredients. I'm sure it'll come in handy. Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her, and she'll answer any questions you may have. No, I should be the one thanking you. You've both been a great help these last
Calma
few
aí, vai,
days.
gente. Muita falação e avanço.
Hello? Hypatia? Hey, there's nobody here. Maybe she went out to look for some food.
Ai, meu
Let's
Deus.
try
Não
looking
podia ser tão
around the
fácil
area.
assim, né? Então é esse. Parece ter vindo da caverna. A Paimon não ouviu, aparentemente, né? Só de lembrar. Só de lembrar desse carinha aqui já me dá um arrepio.
There you are. Hypatia, are you alright?
Parece faminta.
So hungry.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Let's try finding some water first.
Eu não trouxe água?
Wait, why does it look super foggy outside all of a sudden? Anyway, let's go look
Eu
around.
trouxe uma lancheira que não tem água pra uma pessoa que tá 3 dias sem comer nada? Porra é essa? Isso é neblina. Parece diferente.
How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh, maybe you're right.
Mano, acontecem umas coisas que, tipo assim, não tem mais explicação, velho. Uma coisa atrás da outra, nada faz sentido. Mas é isso, galera. No episódio de hoje a gente vai ficando por aqui. No próximo episódio, então, a gente vai investigar pra onde a gente foi levado, o que aconteceu, qual o motivo da gente ter mudado de lugar. Tomara que a gente consiga ajudar a coitada da moça desmaiada com sede, né? E montaram uma lancheira de comida, mas não botaram água pra alguém que não tomou nada em 3 dias, né? Mas parabéns. Enfim, de qualquer forma, galera, muito obrigado mesmo pra você que assistiu até aqui. Não esquece de descer aqui, deixar um like, deixar um comentário, se inscrever para não perder os próximos episódios. E lembra, se você puder compartilhar, eu vou ser muito grato, certo? Muito obrigado sempre e até a próxima. Valeu! Falou!